30 years ago, 10 guys all pitched in $500 and bought a bus. I love to cook, and I love football, and I love people, so.
So, man, how you doing?
Clark Hunt right here. Being on the Arrowhead turf, per se, it's just, home sweet home. Lenny Dawson, Jim Jacks.
Well, as long as I can remember, he's been a very avid Chiefs fan.
I need to get Andy Reid on the bus.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful.
Dan makes friends everywhere he goes.
What's up, Tim?
How are you, man?
Wonderful,
Thank
man.
you for letting us hang.
Man, 30 years, right? I've been coming out here, and it wasn't until last year that I missed my first game in 29 years.
My dad is my best friend. And so, literally, I was living my nightmare.
Oh, I talk to him every day.
What'd you tell him?
That I wanted to see his blue eyes. That I'd do anything just to have him back just for a week or a day, or, you're in a position like that, you sell your soul just to have a moment again. That's what it felt like. Sorry. We were at Fox 4 for their Red Friday. He was up so early. I think he was up at 4:30 or 5 in the morning. And we left around 7. And he was snapping his fingers, listening to the music, and just bouncing as he's driving. Once they finished filming everyone in front of our bus, you can see him walking in the bus, and he literally just slumped over to the window. We were sitting at the table. And that's when I screamed.
I was just standing there talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden I heard his wife scream, "Does anyone know CPR?"
Everything just happened really fast after that. They got me off the bus. They started CPR.
So there was a group of us on the bus who did CPR, and we just kept that rotation going until paramedics arrived.
In those first few hours, it was nothing like I had ever experienced before.
The ambulance got there really fast, and then he was gone.
So I got to the hospital probably half an hour to an hour after my dad arrived. And when we got there, we were in the emergency room, and we'd received periodic updates, none of them which were progressing at that point yet.
He literally had 3% chance of survival. It was the Widowmaker.
Any sicker and he wouldn't have made it. Cleared the blockages, put stents in, and he had normal blood flow in his heart. But it wasn't quite enough to get him there. And he kept going in and out of an abnormal heart rhythm called ventricular tachycardia. So we had to put him on ECMO after all that.
The echo machine was the last-ditch effort. It was like, I was on a last-ditch effort.
But the first 24 hours was the biggest, because they said if he makes it through the first 24 hours, he's got a little bit of a better chance.
All 3 of my girls were there at my bedside, my wife, my sister, my mom.
The people at St. Luke's, even with the 3 to 5% chance that my dad was given, they took that as a challenge.
We were lucky that we had the best.
I don't know of any other hospital that could have done what they achieved to do.
That first day, there were probably 50 people who were intensely involved in his care. And our mission is to take care of the sickest of the sick. Our goals are to have the one extra notch, that one extra level of therapy to offer.
Dan was in rehab every day once they moved him upstairs.
I did all the therapies in the morning, kind of resisting that a little bit. I didn't sleep very good the night before, so I was tired, cranky, all the above.
It's an intensive process because, physically there's a lot of work to be done, but it's also an emotional time where things are changing, both cognitively and physically, and Dan continued to work extremely hard through all of that.
I said, no, you've got to go to physical therapy.
Like, no, I'm not going. And, 5 minutes later, of course, I'm down there in the physical rehab. 3 cheerleaders walk in with the photographer from the Chiefs, along with a beautiful photo of my daughter and her boyfriend at the game, holding the sign that says #DanStrong on it. And he had the Chiefs players sign it and bring it to me at the hospital. Wow.
And there was Dan with the biggest smile on his face, and he was really excited.
All the patients in the room, working out just a little bit harder. Arms were moving a little bit faster, legs were moving, turning and burning a little bit quicker. And he was like, okay, I see what we need, okay.
And going from the worst news imaginable to ultimately getting home and able to do things like drive the bus and go to Chiefs games and spend time with his family. And, it's just been an incredible journey getting to share that with them in a small way.
He came home October 17th and went to his first game November 10th.
I appreciate every moment that I have with my dad a lot more now. Seeing him go back to Arrowhead Stadium the first time last year definitely made my heart explode with happiness. I mean, that's what he's loved to do for the past 30 years.
What an experience it is to have a second chance.
I mean, what do you do for someone that saves lives? But say thank you, so.
I am so lucky to receive the care that I received from St. Luke's. The gratitude I have for all the doctors and nurses and cleaning people and everybody at St. Luke's is just unbelievable. I personally love them and would love to give back to them. Now, wait a minute, does St. Luke's have a hospital in Miami?